Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey and I'm back with you again today to share how I planned this week in my big happy planner for my memory planner. This is the kaleidoscope version of the big happy planner and I absolutely love it. You can see right there how I planned last week, and I had a school handout that I punched with the happy planner punch and added right to my pages. It's arguably one of the best things about the happy planner is that I can add and I can take things out and all kinds of stuff. I absolutely love it. As you can see, I've already printed my photos on my Canon selfie printer. They are all 2 by 3 inches approximately. They're really a little bit more like 1.5, but who's getting really that serious about it? I like to lay out my photos to make sure that they have good design and an overall are pleasing to the eye. And as you can see, I'm going through the Scraptastic Club December Plan On It kit because I'm going to use it in conjunction with the December This Life Noted kit to work on this week in my memory planner. So I have my photos ready to go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the 3x4 and 4x6 cards and see which ones will go for this week. I don't need too many because I don't use that many blocks of the cards, which would be the same as patterned paper if you were using scrapbook paper or something like that. But I want to make sure that I have a few that I like the design and they will work for the overall theme that I sort of have in mind. I'm doing this week a little bit more loosely than I have some other weeks. Some weeks I have them very planned. I have them very well executed in my head before I already get them down on the page. But this week I'm going with a little bit more loose translation of a week in my memory planner. I'm using my Scotch ATG tape runner to adhere my pictures down. It's my favorite. The refills are super inexpensive. The adhesive is very sticky and it's just always very dependable for me. Now, there are lots of other ones that I also really enjoy. The combination of all of those things is why I use the Scotch one more often than others, but there are lots of these that you can use. Now, as you can see, I like to use a combination of stickers and also hand write the different activities and events. And as you can see, I'm using a die cut from the This Life Noted kit, and I'm going to use that to do a little bit of explanation on this photo as well. I think it's really fun in my memory planner to get to use a bunch of different items from various sources. So for example, I can use stickers, I can use stamps, I can use die cuts, I can use scrapbook materials, all kinds of different things. There's another good example of that where I'm using a paper punch to punch my photo just to highlight the part of it that I would like to share. And I don't really need the whole photo, it's not necessary, but the smaller portion of it really just accentuates the part of the story that I'm trying to tell. I've also layered right on top of that a label sticker from the This Life Noted kit. It's super cute. I love these very much and they're perfect for journaling. They are not only really attractive because of the super cute shape and the color blocking, but then they also have the lines on there as well, which keeps my journaling neat and tidy. Now, as you can see, I am working left to right, and I will deviate a little bit from that by not adding maybe all of the journaling or not adding all of the embellishing at once, but I'm doing the basic design as I go from left to right. Now for Tuesday, I have this one activity and I'm using that quarter box, which is so funny because in these big happy planners, they seem so small, don't they? And then layering right on top of there a label sticker to add a little bit of layering to this one particular event. Now I'm using my X-Acto knife to trim off the excess. You wouldn't have to use that. You could definitely use scissors or something else, but I will say I do find that an X-Acto knife comes in very handy in my planning and in my memory planning. Now I'm looking for something else to layer with this, and I found that little strip of star stickers, and they're super cute and they're just really fun to use as well. And I like the way that it kind of highlights this activity, and not to mention it's just a little bit different from the norm. And if you have watched my videos before, you know that I really enjoy changing it up. Now I've adhered that photo for Wednesday, and then I'm using one of these little squiggly arrows to point up to the appointment that goes along with this particular photo. Now sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming to look at all the different items that I have available to me and find the ones that will work perfectly. So in some cases, I like to sort of change them up a little bit. So I use this meal planning sticker, and I covered the utensils with that little cute penguin, and it serves the purpose of being not only decorative, but then also allows me to use a sticker that was themed for one way in a different way as well. Now there you'll see my favorite technique, well, maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorite techniques of taking the flag sticker and pointing it right to the icon sticker. It's just so fun. I love it. And it's just a great way to notate something that doesn't need a whole lot of text to accompany it as well. Now for the Wednesday evening section of this page, I have quite a few things that I need to get written down. So I will be trying to maximize the different stickers that I use to be able to fit all of these things together. Now what I often like to do when I'm doing this is to go through the stickers again, even though I've already done that, and then find ones that will work together. So I used all of these in kind of different ways. I used that meal planning sticker, and then I laid on top of it one of the arrow stickers, which I usually use facing or pointing to something else, and then also that little watch icon on top of that. So those are similar ways that I use things, but I don't know that I've ever used those three stickers together in that exact way before. I love it though because you can think of these stickers in different ways, or any stickers in different ways, and make them work for you. If you have watched any of my videos before, you know that I am a big proponent of taking those stickers that you wouldn't maybe normally use because maybe you don't need them, maybe you don't need that many meal planning stickers, or maybe you don't meal plan at all, but making them work for you because they're really a great size and shape, speaking of those meal planning stickers. As you can see, I have adhered another bit of the patterned paper, or one of those 3x4 cards, trimmed down to that Tuesday evening section, and then I'm just going to move on to the second half of the page. There's still a little bit that I'll add to the left-hand side, but for now I want to continue the planning, and then I will finish up the decor and any journaling at the very end once I have all of the necessary items in place. I do deem the activities and the photos to be the most important part of my memory planning because I'm really just trying to get the events down and any corresponding photos. These are the things that I feel like I am missing in my other methods of memory keeping. For Thursday morning, I did a similar thing to what I did on Wednesday, except for this time I used a different base sticker. I used one of those quarter boxes and then layered a few different things on top of it. And then now for the afternoon, I've included a photo and then another one of those cute label stickers that I mentioned earlier that were from the This Life Noted kit. They're just perfect for journaling, and that little cluster right there might be one of my very favorites from this particular week. Now I'm going to pull out one of those label stickers again and use that right down there at the bottom to notate one of my son's practices. Now again, I have a couple of different things going on for this particular day to get noted in this one box. So I'm going to use all of the stickers together, but be mindful of the space that they take when choosing them so that I can make sure I have room to incorporate all of the different activities that need to fit in that one box. I like to try to vary the stickers that I use throughout the week, so maybe not using more than the same type of sticker 2 or 3 times, just because there's usually so many different choices available, and I know that it can be difficult to make sure that the whole page has a varied effect. A lot of people like to use the same sticker and keep it very, very similar and cohesive throughout the week. For me, I like the randomness, and I like the varied look that that gives, and not to mention how it keeps your eye moving throughout the page as well. Now I'm going to trim up another 3x4 card and try to figure out where the best place for me to place that little bit of patterned paper is, because it's so cute and I like to add that just for decor, not for any other reason. And so I decided that the Friday evening spot might be the best, since I don't have that many activities for Friday and I don't really need to make note of too many things. Now I do unfortunately have to make note of my son's sick day. It's unfortunate he was sick all week long. And then I'm also going to use my Tombow brush pen to notate a day meeting that I had and just have that be a large part of the top box. It was actually an all-day event, but this top box lets me kind of know that it stands out and that it's important. After I do the brush writing, I usually go back and make sure that I'm pretty satisfied with it. So maybe making sure that the connectors are tied together for both letters, or making sure the downstrokes look good, those types of things before I finish that up or consider it finished. Now for the Friday afternoon spot, I'm going to use the little arrow pointing to some text, and as you can see, I've used this a couple of different times already this week and every other week before it, and I like to try to do it differently each time, or at least try to vary it up occasionally just to make it a little bit more different, and then I don't get bored with the different particular stickers that I'm doing. That's also, I would say, one of the benefits for me for memory planning is that I get to be a lot more creative with my planner, and so it definitely helps me in my weekly planner where I keep track of all my to-do lists and my appointments, and the one that's not quite so neat and fun is this one. And I really just think it helps me stay creative there as well, and then also incorporate some of the better design elements as well. Now as you can see, I'm using that little hand icon. I don't really know what you're supposed to use a hand icon for. I think that there's a lot of different ways that you probably could use them. I just like to use them for whatever because they're kind of funny to me. And you could definitely use them for different creative endeavors, or like, hey, stop, this is really important, or that type of thing. There's lots of different things, but I don't take any of them really too seriously. I just use them in the best ways possible. Now I've adhered down my photo for Sunday, which is so fun because I'm getting closer to the end of the week, and I'm going to also adhere another one of those cards cut down to fit in the whole box. And then for Sunday evening, I'm going to use these super cute little alphabet stickers to spell out the word Super Bowl. And then as you can see, I also have the little TV up above it just for that little bit of playfulness that it adds. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and I thought that was something important to notate in my planner, not only just the event itself, but then I will also incorporate the teams that we're playing, because hopefully this will be a good reference for me in the future, and it also just kind of helps jog some of the memories of the things that were going on at the time as well. So now as you can see, I'm by and large finished with the right hand side of the page. It's all pretty much documented and taken care of. I do want to add, like the little smiley face and that kind of thing. It's just really super cute. But so I'm going to pull back out the other half of the page and place them together and take a look at how they look all placed together, and then just add a couple more elements like that little decorative strip that kind of resembles washi, and place a couple of those in on one on each side of the page. And then also what I'd like to do is I would also like to do a little bit of journaling as well. So I'm going to take away that and then be able to pull out the mat and my ruler and add the lines for my journaling. Now I absolutely don't have to add lines. They're not imperative. I can definitely journal without them. I just like the way that they add some, I don't know even what the word is. They really just add something extra to the page. I like the way that they look. They're kind of playful and fun. And then they also keep my handwriting lined up neatly as well. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video this week. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.